Is that so?
Something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, Psychic Sally Diane, and my name is the producer.
Okay, and we were just having an interesting conversation, folks. First off, I want to greet all of our friends out there. I hope you've hit the subscribe button, and it would really help us out if you hit the like button too. That'd just be awesome. So, we were having this conversation about the difference between Coney Islands in the United States and chili cheese dogs. And I think it's that the Coney Islands have chopped onions and pickles on it.
Okay, we're talking about Coney Island dogs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, not Coney Island, the place.
Not Coney Island, the island. Coney Island.
Okay. Up here, we just call them chili dogs. In Michigan, they call them
Coney dogs.
Coney dogs. The difference being the raw onions.
I think that's it.
I think that's really just a matter of personal preference on that one.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you can get Coney dogs with bacon and jalapeno, too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anybody who has an opinion on Coney Islands or chili cheese dogs, leave your opinion right down here.
Yeah.
And
we got to this topic since I made sloppy joes yesterday.
Yes, and hot dogs today, and I just thought we should combine the two. So let's see, who's first?
Who's first? I don't know. What's their name?
Who's on first? Who's on second? Okay, I believe.
Excuse them all.
Oh, High Priestess Tarot. You're making me laugh. Okay, well, if you really want to use it. Okay, so...
Hi, Priestess. I'm going to give you a call a friend option there.
Okay, so let's see about the deal with the ex-husband. Yeah. He still thinks you're being stubborn. That's hilarious. Yeah. Okay, so the cards also say, this is just crap you put behind you. Don't worry about what he dishes out. That says a lot more about him than it does about you. And if he is as big of a sociopath as I think he is, all you have to do is give him a flat response, because they tend to be more reactive. So if they're getting excited and acting weird, it's because you're getting excited. And I'm not saying that you get excited or act as weird, but you understand what I'm saying. So just give him frickin' nothing. Give him a brick wall. No emotional response whatsoever. Don't engage him in any of his problems, and just focus on the road ahead, because you've got some schooling along, and you know that you've got some rewards at the end of the path that you have chosen for yourself. Really up in the air about I think that I see you up in the air about the little one. And I think that she's getting old enough that he's going to want to take her, take her for a whole weekend, or take her for a longer time or farther away, because it feels like she's all excited and you're just kind of worried and tense about it. Yeah. The From here on going forward, the more relaxed you are about that, the better. And the less response you give him when he does things strange and confrontational. I don't know why you would expect anything else anyway. Okay, so who's next?
All right. Let's see. Ashley M. would like a reading for April.
Okay.
How many of you got the kids at home tomorrow?
Kids at home. Why, what day is today? Tomorrow?
Eclipse Day.
Oh, yeah, that's... And we will be out there with our eclipse glasses.
This is a reading for Ashley.
And Ashley wants to see what she needs to know in October.
April. You're cut off.
That's it. So that one came flying out. So one of the overriding themes in April is, I just get this feeling like you're torn. You're torn between, should I stay where I feel loved? Should I stay where I feel involved? Or should I go after new adventures? So I think that maybe in April, you've got a little wanderlust kind of kicking up. Yeah, and in April, you're feeling a little not like yourself. It feels like you're not getting everything you need to know. And the card's kind of confirming that, you have a reason to be uncomfortable, and you have a reason to be, I'm not saying that you're being lied to, but I am going to say that you're not being told the whole story. And I think that around work, you've got a new beginning that they haven't talked to anybody about. So you might be working for a business that is in the first stages of changing ownership or something along those lines. Because it feels like there's a piece of information that's very important to you, and that in your mind's eye, you should be informed of that you're not. So there's the idea that you brought insecurity to me without even giving me a heads up. Okay, so that is April.
Hello, Cindy in Florida.
How you doing?
Cindy also wants to know about the rest of April. Let's see what Cindy needs to know.
It's weird, because before I even picked up the cards to shuffle them, I'm seeing wind. A lot of wind, like the kind of wind that'll kind of tear shingles off roofs, or tear off sidings. So there's some kind of storm. So I think that the reason I'm just being told that is that make sure that you have all your emergency provisions in, forewarned is forearmed. Make sure that you have whatever your emergency water supplies, that they're all stocked up. Okay. And I also think that coordination is going to be a thing in April, as far as it just feels like you want to organize so many things, and it's like herding cats. Um, yeah, I don't know what your husband's problem is. I think that maybe he has some sort of digestive irritability. Something's nattering at him physically that's making him grumpy. All right, so yeah, it does look like he's going to want to he's you know how guys are, right? And so you know he's going to try and push his luck. As soon as he feels a little bit better, he's going to want to go out and dance and stuff like that. So during April, just be willing to rest as you need to rest. You don't need to be on the move, on the move, on the move in April. You can be kind of a little bit more laid back. Okay. And you remember how I said that I see kind of a windstorm happening around you? And when I see the page of coins, I'm feeling like that's insurance. So I'm going to say that sooner rather than later, I'd like you to sit down and read. I know it's a lot of crap to wade through, but sit down and read your insurance policy page by page. And yeah, just this is one of those things where forewarned is forearmed. So make sure you know the policy better than he does. Okay.
Wow. Jasmina wants to know about their career. The question's at the very bottom. There was a question earlier that they changed.
Oh, there. I was wondering what. Well, my screen kind of froze. So we're looking for Jasmina.
At the very bottom.
There. General reading, please.
No, at the very bottom.
At the very bottom. Okay. Okay. So this is about Jasmina wants to know about what she needs to know coming up in career.
Yes.
Okay, well, I can do that. Okay, Jasmina. Actually, your career looks pretty good. It looks like first off, your work and your work ethic is being acknowledged by the higher ups. So that's good. So whatever kind of a job you're doing right now, it's reflecting very, very well on you. I also see that they're kind of getting a little tight budgeted. But in this, I see you moving ahead. And one of the pieces of advice that I would give you is make sure that you get clarity as far as any new responsibilities you're taking in. Always get your job description in writing. Even if they write it on a cocktail napkin, you need that in order to do your job. But it does say that the way things are unfolding in front of you right now, career-wise, you could basically go whatever way you want. So this is a good time for you to decide what your long-term goal is career-wise. So.
And next we have seashells.
Yes.
When will this Daniel, quote unquote, finally show himself? Officer or lawyer type of man? So I'm guessing that Daniel is some kind of miracle prince in shining armor for seashells, and she's walking around with blinders on, trying to make sure that she only sees this guy and only this guy and no other guy.
So did I say that you were going with a Daniel? I don't know why the specific name. Because when you ask the question, it feels like you're asking a question about somebody that you've never actually seen before.
And you definitely didn't give her a name because you never give out names like that.
No, I don't. Okay.
So let's see if some clarification there. Nope. Oh let's just ask. When is Seashell's knight in shining armor going to appear? Because apparently that's what the question is. That's what I can understand.
Let's see what you need to know about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is a guy she dreamt of, and Daniel was. Oh,
Okay, let's see what you need to know
Yeah.
about relationships.
yeah. Oh,
I knew there was something to drive there. Whoops. Let's see what this one is. And give it one more shake, and then we'll cut into 3 piles. Let's see what Seashells needs to know about relationships. All right, so we have the Ace of Wands, but it's the Ace of Wands reversed. So as you're coming into this part of your life, it feels like you've had to put your own passion, on ice. Okay. Lovers reversed. All right, so I'm wondering if maybe you're just getting out of, or just on the brink of getting rid of a relationship that's just gotten tired and a little boring. And I just say that because we're getting reverse cards, even though you're asking a very hopeful question. Okay, so this reading is telling me that you have a lot of old baggage that's kind of keeping you rooted in the now. And it feels to me like you're hoping that you can ignore somebody away. And that's not going to happen. It feels like you need to face somebody, look them in the eye and tell them you're breaking up with them or that you've broken up with them. And then we have this one. That's better. And the cards say that once you're ready to let go of some of the baggage of the present, then you will find somebody very quickly. And he does have kind of a knight in shining armor sort of outfit to him. But you got some old stubborn problems to clear up there, and do it sooner rather than later.
all right. Well, there you go, Seashells. Next we have Kara James.
Hi, Kara.
Within how many months will I be leaving the job I work on Fridays?
Okay, well,
Within how many months will I be leaving the job I work on Fridays?
oh, okay, I see. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that I'm... Okay, there we go. How many months will I be leaving the job I work on Fridays? All right, so let's see. Let's see what the cards have to say. And the cards don't always give you a direct answer. So let's see what they have to say. Because the first impression I got, the first thing that was whispered in my ear, is that you're asking the wrong question. So it's kind of like you're sitting there marking the days off on a calendar, but it's sort of one of those things where you have more control over how quickly this happens. Because the cards are saying, and they're disagreeing with me, because you're getting a 1 there. A 1. And in the center of it is like the 9 of Cups, which is a wish card. So whatever it is, whatever wish you have that would put you in a position where you could let go of this job is already sort of there. So just pay attention to the opportunities in front of you.
So I take that to be 1 month?
Yes.
There you go, Kara.
But it was the disclaimer that you are the one, more than the calendar, you are the one that is dictating how fast this goes.
Okay. Da-da-da. Zonya, is my week going to be good? Let's see. This week starts out with a stub toe and ends in a hangover. Yep. From stub toe to hangover.
Well, now we'll look at your week. Okay. So, Sonia's week. Oh, it starts with you feeling a little under the weather. Okay. And it's funny because I get the feeling these are really, they're major arcana cards. They're high powered cards. And when I see this idea that you're kind of dragging butt, just going, oh, I can't go into work today. You know, it's just that draggy feeling. And I think it does have to do, it has something to do with something that you've been passed over, or, you know, it feels like there's something that has been almost dangled in front of you and then taken away. Because when I see that world, that's that's just the impression I get. And one thing it feels like you probably could have left during better times, even though these are pretty good times job-wise, but you could have left when anybody could get a job, you know, like that, whether you had qualifications or not. It's not quite that easy, although I don't think you'd have a problem moving on. Because it's not that you don't have, you know, it's kind of like, and I know you ask a lot about finances and that, but it really feels like it's sort of like you're not very satisfied. Yeah, and this just kind of verifies it, because it's turned upside down, but you turn it right side up, and the fool is like the eternal optimist, and he always believes that there's a chance around the corner, and he's willing to put one foot in front of the other and take a chance on a new opportunity. And I feel like this week you're kind of torn between this is what you want to do, but to hang on to what your social stability is. You know, it's like I can't leave a job unless I have a job. You know, so it's like you're not ready to make that leap of faith, and that's where you're standing in one spot, just marking time. Yeah. So this is just going to be really sort of pounded into your head all week. Everything that I've said it feels like everything that happens just kind of points right to those truths.
And our next question is from Patricia. When will I be in a financial position to take a vacation to the USA?
Ooh, nice.
Maybe when the exchange rate becomes reasonable. $1.35, $1.40 makes it kind of hard.
Yeah. Okay. Patricia taking a vacation.
Slide him over.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm taking about 3 months to save up, and you do have to be diligent about that. And you will be tempted. You'll be so tempted, because it seems like everything that you've ever wanted in your entire life is on sale right now for that exact amount that you have set aside for your vacation. So hang on to it for the vacation, because you're tomorrow's self won't forgive your today's self if your today's self wastes all tomorrow's self's vacation money on a designer handbag or something. Okay, so it's weird because it shows you building up to it and building up to it. But then, and this is something I'd like you to overcome because it hasn't happened yet. I feel almost like you're guilt tripped into staying in one spot. You know, it just feels like somebody makes you feel like you can't go, like you shouldn't go, like it's wrong for you to go, and it's just that person's distrust that holds you in one spot. And I'd really like to see you break free of that. One moment, please. Shut the thing off. Shut the thing off. Oh, sorry, folks. I just had a little allergy problem there. So anyhow, like I was telling you, Sonia, if you don't let yourself be guilt tripped, whoever's putting a lot of guilt on you is just not doing you any favors. And this is a good time for you to be fiery. This is a good time for you to put motivation in your life, and this is a good time for you to compete for better positions, even though and especially if it means moving. You know, changing places, you know, changing locations. I think that's why I see it coming up for you. Yes, yes, yes. And you know, first off, I ask, what happens if you resist being manipulated? If you resist if you resisted whatever pressure is being put on you to stay in that same place and marked time. And I ask that, and there's the Six of Cups reversed, and the Six of Cups itself is about being nostalgic, but it's also about being caught up in the past. So when I see it reversed like that, it tells me that you can break free of a lot of anxiety if you just basically stand up for yourself and be willing to move beyond your childhood. Okay.
Folks, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's time for this week's Pick a Card. This time for the week starting April 8th, 2024.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. And this week, which card will you choose? Will you choose card number 1? Will you choose card number 2? Or will you choose card number 3? So which one will your card be this week? Card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3? Did you pick card number 1? Well, if you pick card number 1, then your tarot card for this week is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is breaking through to the truth. It's about, and it is about breakthroughs in general. It's about facing your issues head on. And there's also this idea of education and achievement there. If you're a student or you're in school, you might get news of a scholarship or something along those lines. If you're in if you're in competition for a promotion, this puts you in a favorable position. If this is the week for you to reach for the brass ring, if you will, just achievement is there for you. So reach for it, try for it. This is not a week to have self-doubt. This is a week to embrace whatever challenges the universe hands you. Did you pick card number 2? Well, if you pick card number 2, then your tarot card for this week is the Devil reversed. Right side up, the Devil is about it's about abuse. It's about manipulation. It's about being held prisoner by a belief or anything that holds you to a certain belief that is not you, sort of thing. When it's reversed, it shows you overcoming the things that would hold you back and hold you down and keep you trapped in a bad situation. This is a week for you to move away from anything that kind of holds you down, like the Devil does. And this is not a week to accept manipulations. This is not a week to accept lies. When the Devil is reversed like that, it tells me that you may well face your own demons this week. But when it's reversed like this, it tells me that you are perfectly capable of beating your demons. So hold your head up high and have confidence in yourself. Did you pick card number 3? Well, if you pick card number 3, then your tarot card for this week is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is about, it's a card of planning for the future. It's a card, like when you see this, the coins are falling out of his pocket. It also refers to the legend of Odin as he hung upside down from Yggdrasil, and then he got the runes, which he gave to the Norse. He sacrificed 12 days of his life, and in some tellings of the myth, he actually sacrificed his eye to get that vision of foresight, to give the gift of foresight to his beloved Vikings. And so this tells me that this week is a good week for planning. And this tells me that the plans that you have made are good plans and just need to be built upon a little bit. So this should be a fairly balanced week for you, and more of a week for making plans than it is for spending. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And tune in again next week for another episode of Pick a Card.
And back we are. Haunting Live wants to know what happened to their question. Well, Haunting Live, we haven't gotten that far yet. So here's Haunting Live's question. Monday, how does it look like for us in the spiritual way with the solar eclipse?
Oh yeah, it's funny that you should ask that, because I read an article today online that about how with the indigenous people, when the solar eclipse happens, it's considered a sacred time, and it's a private time for both the sun and the moon, because in their myth, the sun and the moon are being romantic and having the adult hug, and so they stay inside and do not look outside during those 3 minutes of the eclipse. They take that time to meditate and to honor. Okay, so
and I just know the full eclipse as being the way to break the curse from the wolf and the owl seeing each other.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I remember that story. I like that one. Was the lady hawk?
Yeah, the movie's called Lady Hawk.
Yeah.
Great early Christian Slater film. Is it Christian Slater? No. No. Ferris Bueller. Whatever his name was.
Oh.
Broderick. Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick. Right.
Anyhow, 10:25. What is my future looking like?
Okay, so let's see.
Lynette, what are you gonna do with that kind of information? Huh? Nothing.
All right, so let's see what 1025 needs to know about the road ahead. What does 1025 need to know for the future? Because, of course, what your future is, still have free will, and no matter how bright our future may be, we can always screw it up if we choose to. I wonder if this will be a 10. Well,
There we go. That makes that better.
okay, so what I see with your future, the first few, I see you coming into a period of, it's almost like it has a quagmire feeling to it. It just feels like it's sort of, it's hard for you to get a straight answer, and it just seems like everything's kind of vague for a while. So, and I think that's through the spring and even into the summer, because it's not until late summer that things kind of start moving for you in a sensible direction. And other than that, it's like right up until that time, it feels like you're going 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And so it gets a little frustrating. But when the floodgates open, they really open. Trust me. And I see that in the 8 of Wands. And the 8 also reads true that is August, and when August rolls around, you'll see things start to move very, very fast. So you want to be prepared for that. So between now and August, as frustrating and confused as it is, just always be planning for the future. Always be planning for what's next. And yeah. That's not really too long to wait until things start to break through and go your way. Also, it looks like you are favorably aspected in the area of relationships as you're going into the latter part of 2024 and into 2025. So 1025, thank you. I hope that you liked. I hope all of you will just take a moment to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. That really helps us.
Did you answer Haunting Lives question?
Well,
okay.
I just talked about the article I read.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Lynette, hello. What kind of person was I in my past life? Well, what kind of story shall we make up?
I did some looking into one of my past lives, and I got to the point I kept doing this through a certain meditation, and it got so I kept going back to this one life where I was really happy in that, and I just kept going back too many times, and my guys kind of burnt the place down. Yeah. Okay, so interesting. Well, you wanted to know what you were in a past life. In one of your past lives, some of your energy was a banker of sorts. And it feels like you got a feeling of like a big fish in a small pond. So I don't think you're a big city banker. I think you were a little city banker that just kind of had a hold on everything. So, Lynette, you knew how to be Scrooge. No, Jacob Marley. So, every life you take a kind of a lesson from. And I think the past life, you were taught to organize your money. Because it's all about the organization and stacking of it. It also tells me that somewhere within you is that information.
I don't think life says you never pulled the cards for their question.
Oh,
And you didn't.
I didn't. Okay. So let's see about tomorrow's eclipse. And us here in Ontario are supposed to be in a good spot. And the weatherman's giving us so on whether or not we're going to have clear skies for it. But there's a whole lot of people that are going to be facing cloudy skies tomorrow. So hopefully the weather is on our side. Tomorrow's eclipse. That's great. That's just, you know how they say a picture's worth 1,000 words? Well, come on, folks. Check it out. This picture is worth 1,000 words. Right there. Yeah. So, this is, it's like it's saying, yeah, there's going to be a solar eclipse, it's going to get a little dark for a while, but there's this underlying celebration. So there's this coming together. So, yeah, saying don't be a homebody. Get out, celebrate with everybody else. Okay. And also keep some of your business cards in your back pocket, because it looks like there's something work-wise, an opportunity coming to you work-wise. But the solar eclipse is going to be what it is. We are going to see it. We are going to see it. It's coming through quite clearly, which is good. And yeah, it's more about the parties that go on around it. I think we all need something to celebrate, something to call good, and something to celebrate. And this is good as anything.
Sonia wants to know about April and if it's going to improve for them.
Didn't I already look at Sonia?
We have more than one Sonia.
Oh. Okay, so.
That is the same Sonia.
It's kind of, and...
All right.
There's a saying, your attitude determines your altitude. And one of the things that the cards keep telling me about you is that you're not believing in yourself. You're not believing in the person you actually are. You're not believing in that person. You're listening to how other people tell you are. Yeah, things will improve, but that's really, really, really up to you. Because it says, everything that I told you today, you've basically suspected anyway. And you know it, but you just haven't acted upon it. So it is time for you to kind of pick up your toys and go your merry way. But when I see you ending up as a Page of Cups, it's when you start making plans based on your own happiness and your own personal fulfillment over the money or what somebody says you should be or should do. That openness and freedom, when that comes to you, and it is coming to you, that will make things improve greatly quickly.
All right. Next we have Brother Chris. This week I moved the angel that's going on my mother's headstone, and on the bottom of this angel has my sister's and my name on it. Would there be a message for us that we're not seeing? Brother Chris, that angel is the effigy of the angel that your mom wants to have look over you and your sister. The names are there on the bottom of that angel statue to reaffirm that effigy, and that's what the purpose of that statue is. I think the best thing to do would be to add your mother's name to the bottom of the statue before you place it on the headstone.
Okay, so
Do a reading on that, or
uh
not really necessary?
not really necessary, but I'll pull one card, see if there's any last thoughts on it.
Yeah, any messages?
No, she's she basically is saying, my beautiful bright children, I will always be watching over you. I see that in the Page of Cups, because Page is a messenger and Cups is all about love. And it's not lost on me that there's two little angels in this cup, and she's watching over it. So yeah, she's watching over you.
Okay.
And Suzanne is joining late. Hi, Suzanne.
She's always joining late.
I know.
Max wants to stay up another half hour, right? Okay, let's see. Who's next? Susie, actually. How's the eclipse going to affect me?
That's totally up to you.
Yeah.
If you want to use that energy, then make sure that you meditate some during that time. Another thing you can do that I like to do is take your crystals out and let your crystals be bathed in the eclipse. Or just sit out there, because eclipse energy is really weird.
I must not be tuned into it, because I'm not picking up anything weird at all.
Well, you kind of have to be in it. Oh, excuse me.
Well, I do pick up on the energy that everybody's looking forward to it. Everybody wants the experience of seeing this natural phenomena, and that's great. And so there's going to be that positive energy building up to that and all the way through it. And then about 10 minutes after it's done, everybody's heading back into their cars to go home. That's gone, because all of a sudden you're dealing with everybody on the road. And all that positive energy and niceties and everything that you had just experienced, well, they all pack that up too.
You're just a ray of sunshine.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong. Come on.
No.
Let's see what the cards say.
The cards say the pagans were right. And I'm not kidding. The card that flipped out was the Hierophant, or the Pope, reversed. What does that say to you? Pagans were right.
Okay. Glanifa, I want to know if my mother's health will be good for the rest of the year.
Okay,
Let's see what the cards say.
Yeah. Let's see what the cards will give me.
Hopefully they're direct.
It seems all right. I think that she might. It feels like she might have some eye problems. So, maybe she's got a little cataract or macular degeneration or something. It just says there's something around her eyes, blocking her eyes a little bit. And you get both of those happening sometimes. Okay, and it looks like whatever you think is going to happen to her health-wise isn't. Because, that Five of Cups has that sort of I'll outlive my doctors kind of feel to it. So, for comparatively speaking, whatever doing really good health-wise is for your mom, she's going to be doing real good health-wise. And the cards are acknowledging that, life takes a bit from us. Age takes a bit from us. But that she still has more good than bad left. 3 out of 5. And finally, her worst enemy this year is going to be overindulgence. And it's temperance reversed, but I just feel like I can almost taste the chocolate So I think that her indulgence is sweets, and you're gonna have to be careful because she's she might end up stressing sweets because it's just that idea of overdoing it with the temperance reversed. Okay.
And our next question comes from SR. Will my daughter come back to me?
All right. So see what the cards have to say about your daughter. The pretty major thing, yeah. Now, the first thing they're showing me is a chariot, and that might be on both ends. Let me see what the rest of the cards are, because it shows her running towards you, but I think she also ran away from you. Stubborn. Stubborn. And willing to work on it. Yeah. Whatever the stubborn streak she has, she's getting over it. So yeah, you are going to hear from her this year. And when you hear from her, I'm not sure what happens in her life, but when she comes to you, she's ready to work on it. It shows you guys working on things and settling things out. But yeah, she comes back in as quickly as she left.
And our next question comes from Belcade. Will I meet Garibi in Italy?
How do you say that? Well, I meet
Garibi.
Garibi. Okay.
That's how I'm pronouncing it.
Okay, so let's see. I'm not sure whether they're talking about person, place, or thing. Well, person of some sort, I guess.
That is a name. That is a person's name.
Will you meet this person? When you look at the eight of wands, first off, there's this idea of air travel, and I would imagine that you are going to travel by air, at least for part of the journey to get to Italy. But you see all the grapevines around, and the grapevines remind me of Italy too. So it does look like you're playing lovers games in Italy. So I'd say your answer is yes, right off the bat. And I just say because when you have this, when you have the vacation romance and everything's going so good, it's hard to leave. And this card says you're gonna have a hard time leaving. Okay. Yes, yes. It will go good, and even though you leave with a promise of some sort. Okay.
Well, there you go, Belcade. Let's see, who is next? Hi, Margaret Tunkara. Will I be receiving a money blessing this week?
Ooh, money blessings are good. Okay, so Margaret's hoping to get a money blessing. Okay, I don't know whether you'd actually call this a money blessing, but some debt that it feels like it's almost something that you really didn't owe, and so you won't pay, but it feels like you're going to be released from an unfair debt. So there's that. I mean, it's not going to be a complete victory. It's going to be a partial victory. And last word. Oh, okay. So, well, I'll be receiving a money blessing this week. You'll be receiving the first step of one. You know, like I said, being released from something. That seems to be your first step toward being able to build a foundation for a better future. So it feels like you've got a lot going on financially this week. But whatever kept you from feeling stable, you're going to be released from that.
Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. Hey. Okay, Samia. May I have a career reading, please? Will I get a job offer soon? Well, let's find out.
Okay. Career offer. Yeah. Okay. Now I know that you've been getting kind of a sob story. We're not hiring anybody. We're not accepting resumes. Blah 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 blah. It seems like that's going to be passing. So you're going to have more people accepting your resume. So your information is going to be more well received. And there's also clarity coming your way. Yes, you will receive a job offer soon, but now it's not the time to quit looking for a job. So keep looking, but the answer to that is yes.
All right, and that was a reading for Samia Rayo.
Yes.
Next, we have Julianne Mazur.
Hello, Julianne.
Who wants to know about her retirement? How's that gonna go?
Oh,
Hunky dory?
you know, I'm just getting used to being retired, and I think one of the hardest things was the structure, because you know you kind of plan everything around your job, right? And when I didn't have that, it was kind of like everything felt like it's something I could do tomorrow and tomorrow. So I'm working really hard to build routines into my life, so I don't end up being that non-productive person. Okay, so let's see how Julianne's retirement is going to be. Oh, and by the way, that's made me a lot happier with mine. Oh. So far, so good. Okay, so yes, your retirement is going to go very well. I think you have friends who are waiting for you to retire because it looks like your social life picks up an awful lot to the point where you're not going to get the alone time you like. So if the worst thing that is the hardest part of retirement is getting some alone time, you're doing great. So yes, retirement is going to go well for you. When I look at that Ace of Wands, I have a feeling you're going to get a little side hustle, something to get what we used to call pin money.
Well, you want to do one more?
Sure.
This one's for Nancy. What's coming towards me soon in love and general?
All right. And SR, we really shy away from doing health questions. It's just beyond my pay grade. And if you feel like you have something that you should be worried about, then you should go to the doctor. So, Nancy, what's coming toward me in love and in general? Currently single, thank you. Okay, so the first thing that kind of comes flying out is this Four of Swords. And that's your guides telling me that the reason that things have been kind of settled down is that they're giving you a chance to break some of your old habits, some of your hang-ups, if you will. So you don't bring the same attitudes and the same problems. Because patterns, that was where I was looking for patterns. You need time to break patterns. And you're almost to the point, because the cards are saying you are healing, but there's a purpose to this downtime. It's not somebody just being mean to you. Boy, it's just like flipping a switch. All right, so I'm being given the number 8. I don't know whether that's telling me it's 8 hours, 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months. I'm not sure, but it feels like it's coming very fast. And your period of healing is coming to a close pretty fast. And so this 8 of Swords is just saying, now is a time for you to go out and do the things you enjoy. Because if you do the things you enjoy, you'll meet somebody who enjoys doing the same things you enjoy doing. And dead center, you've got this 9 of Cups, which is sometimes called the wish card. And it's saying that because you're at the right point in your life and you have the right attitude toward relationships in general, that you are going to get where you wanted. You are going to get what you wish for. And this card, this excellent card, this card of satisfaction and reward in life, is surrounded by 2 cards, 2 8s, and 8s are an evolution. And it's saying that you are getting confident in your life. You are getting to the point where you feel confident to do a lot of things on your own without asking permission. Because that's the hard thing, is that when you're single alone and you're the kind of person that's used to getting somebody else's A-okay, well, who do you ask, right? It's also saying don't sell yourself short at work. So I think that there might be something coming up for you work-wise. So be willing to take a chance on opportunities that are coming up. And keep in mind that the men will take an opportunity that they're only 70% qualified for. And you should take that. You should think like a man in that way.
70, you give us a lot of credit.
I'm a sucker.
All right. I once got a cooking job by reading the menu and going, yeah, I've eaten everything on your menu. And that was it. Never actually cooked anything. We got one last minute strangler. Hi, Yahweh's child. Regular.
Yes,
welcome back. Glad you could join us.
Yes.
What are my person's intentions and how will they react with my truth?
Well, it depends on what your truth is.
Oh, it's cold, baby. It's cold.
I know. Well, I did get a bit of a chill there. Yeah. 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 Right. Okay, so it's time for you to understand that this person sees no benefit in agreeing with you in any way or accepting your truth in any way. So the reason this person is being the way they're being, and it is being rather dramatic and mean, is because they get what they want. That's how they get what they want. And like I said, it's one of those things where, like Morticia Adams says, that normality is a matter of perspective. What's a perfectly normal day for a spider is an apocalypse for a fly. Okay, but this is a time where whatever the reaction is, and I'll give you a heads up, I think it's going to be more than a little cold. That should be all you need to see. That should be all you need to know that it's time to turn your back on your person and move ahead toward brighter things. All right, and I did want to look And you guys don't go yet. I want to say that I was watching. I saw a blurb by Neil Katyal, and he's a pundit on MSNBC, and he was saying something about Trump. What was he saying about Trump? Oh, yes. Trump is likely to get indicted on the hush money, which I kind of want to take a look, see at that. It's possible. They got Capone on income tax evasion. So let's see.
Hang on a second.
All right, so folks, I was just watching MSNBC, and I saw a little blurb by Neil Katyal where he was talking about Trump and
Hush money indictment.
yes, and they was most likely to get he was most likely to be found guilty on the hush money indictment, which is coming up. And that's in New York, and so I thought, well,
Let's do a reading on that.
yeah, let's do a rating on that.
All right.
See if Stormy Daniels is just going to stormy up his life. All right, so. So here's Mr. Trump. And that's strange. It's funny, he has always managed anything that's happened to him. He's always managed to make it a pot of gold. He's always managed to make everything that's happened, all the bad things that's ever happened to him, make him richer. But he has this idea of true confidence and true strength kind of opposing him. And that confidence and strength is just something that he'll never have. Okay, so. Okay. And it's like I'm getting 3 9s right in a row. And this is conscious thoughts, subconscious thoughts. So it's like this is beneath you and this crowns you. This is just a modified Celtic cross. It looks like he believes that he's going to come out smelling like a rose because he's always come out smelling like a rose. And so he's just not going to, he does not believe he will ever lose. Yeah, and it just feels like all the testimony is not in his favor. You've got 7 of coins, and 7 can be a very confrontational money, a confrontational number, and the coins are about, of course, money. And so this idea of I think that his what he's found guilty of and what the punishment is going to be based on a monetary amount that they put on that hush money. And I can't understand why the amount isn't the amount, but somehow, if it's 35,000, but a private individual is allowed to make 9,000, then they're going to whittle away at that. Okay, so I do see a lot of people really happy with the outcome of it. And when I look at this, I'm seeing in the background, it feels to me like, I don't know why he would go to Rikers Island, but it almost feels like he's got jail time coming there. Oh. Okay, so he sees himself as the king of liars, that he believes he has this golden tongue and people believe whatever lies come out of his mouth. And the fact that most people are afraid to confront him on his lies kind of helps him to believe that. And when you look at how others look at the situation, they just think that he's dreaming beyond reality. So everybody but Trump thinks that he's being unrealistic, and he is going to get. He is going to get. Oh yeah, yeah. He is going to get found guilty on the hush money. So there, he is going to get now. He is. It looks like they're going to give him the ankle bracelet, at least for the duration of the election. He's going to be harnessed to one of those electronic ankle bracelets. Well, that should make things interesting, shouldn't it? Okay. So, folks.
That seems kind of pointless considering he's with Secret Service the entire time, anywhere he goes.
Yeah, but I can see it right here, the ankle bracelets, and maybe it's just to humiliate him. I don't know, but it does seem like he's sure that he's just going to get off, and unfortunately, no, he's not. No, he's not, and there is literally going to be dancing in the streets. There are so many people that have been waiting for him to be found guilty on something, be held accountable for something. And so, yeah, that's going to be the outcome. Neil Katyal was right. They're going to find him guilty.
And that's it then, guys. So 10 after 10.
Ooh, it's getting late.
If we didn't get to your question today, please come back again next Sunday. We start at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we go till 10 o'clock or maybe a little bit later. Every now and then we can stop a little earlier if one of us isn't feeling well. Any last words, Sally?
Have a great week, everybody.
Yeah, don't burn your eyes out tomorrow.
Yes. We'll see you next week for another edition of Psychic Sundays Live.
Bye-bye.
Bye.